Hey, it's Shelley, your astrologer, coming at you with Astro Heart Wellness News for the week of September 13th through the 19th. The sun is still in beautiful Virgo, and it's telling us to get to work and to take a break. And I really mean this because Virgo is dedicated. It's telling us to be dedicated to something, to work at something, to give ourselves heart and soul to something and to put everything into it. But Virgo also thrives, whether it admits it or not, on pauses, on relaxation. You have to be in the pauses. You have to have the pauses before you can actually discern what needs to be done. So take the time. And it's going to be important because you might feel agitated. We still have Mars in Virgo, and it's going to be in the very last degree of Virgo on the 13th. So that energy might be pushing you. It might be telling you you have no time left. Something has to get done. The last degree of a sign is the anaretic degree. And what it means is that sign, that planet, is holding on to its last little bit of energy. It's so Virgo right now. It's like, I am Mars in Virgo. So know that you can go on your mission, you can organize, you can plan, but you have time. The time is not running out, and that might be the message you're getting on the 13th. On the 14th, Mars will move into Libra, which is going to shift our atmosphere. It's going to change the way that we are approaching things and the way things are approached towards us. Libra is a relationship sign. It's all about those one-on-ones that we have. Those might be lovers or marriage partners, but they don't have to be. It's literally everyone. It's our friends and our coworkers and our bosses and our cats. Mars in Libra might be a little bit of a struggle because it's telling us that those relationships have to be invested in. What we want, which is Mars and our drive that we go after, is going to need to take those into account. It's important to not get passive aggressive though, because we still need and we still have wants. So sometimes with Libra energy, those wants and needs can be pushed down. We can think they're not as important or not important because the relationship is more important. So take the time, and Mercury's in Libra, so it's going to help you to voice your needs, voice your desires. And this doesn't have to be big. It's going to be the little things that actually matter. Just that simple day-to-day stuff. At the same time that we have Mars in Libra, we have Venus entering Scorpio. So this is a planet where Scorpio isn't what we would traditionally think of. It's not that Libran energy of balance and hearts and flowers, which we need, which are beautiful. It's that Scorpio energy of wanting to dig into the depths of things. It's about intimacy. It's about digging through the garbage. It's about finding the beauty in that garbage. And with this Mars in Libra and Venus in Scorpio, it's a really important thing to not bury the garbage. It's an important thing to find the beauty in the garbage and relate to it with other people. There could also be some covering up and negative things happening with these two. So go for the expression and the relating, even if it takes a little more effort. And don't try to cover up what isn't pretty. In fact, instead, find the pretty in the dirty and the ugly, or what you think is the dirty and the ugly. That's one of the challenges of what's happening right now. Also, with Venus in Scorpio, I think it's a really, really great thing for a collective right now. I've mentioned before that we've got the Uranus and Taurus squaring Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, and that we're coming to terms with what we want in our new society and how we're going to build that new society and how we're all collectively a part of that. This Venus and Scorpio energy is helping us to place value on what we don't always place value on those things that are underneath the surface, those things that are always there. Like, societies need sewer systems, societies need water treatment, societies need all of these things that we don't think about, or often many of us don't like to think about, or we don't find beauty in. But think of the beauty of a really sustainable, functioning sewer system. This is something you could get from Venus and Scorpio with that Aquarius energy happening. You might also just look to how we function in our relationships and how we structure our relationships on a societal level. Those are really great things to be looking at right now, in addition to those personal, intimate details of your one-on-one relationships. The last thing I want to talk about is the moon. The moon on the 14th is going to be applying to Pluto. This might bring up some difficult emotion or difficult experience. It might not, but it's just something to be aware of. Look for areas where you're trying to control something, trying to control someone else, or if someone is trying to control you, conversely. It's important to have some kind of system in place where when you feel an intense emotion, you can stop and pause and know that this is not something that's going on forever. On the 15th and 16th, the moon will be moving on to Saturn. This can feel sometimes like you're not worth it, you're not good enough, and just kind of negative. It doesn't have to be that way, but look to ways where you could find your self-worth and your expression despite the fact that you don't feel good enough, or despite the fact that someone else is telling you you aren't good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. We've still got that Sun in Virgo telling us maybe it has to be perfect. No, it just has to be done in service and dedication and with a good will to explore. Venus and Scorpio want you to dig into the depths, and part of that might be experiencing the depths of your emotions, and just know that you are important and whatever you have to say has meaning. Just add another detail to the pot or another flourish and move on. And if you're feeling those intense emotions, that is okay too. In fact, Venus and Scorpio wants you to dig into that. It wants you to find that stuff out. It wants to have both the positive and the negative and show you that that's part of what it means to be an integrated individual. It needs to discover. And then after Saturn, the moon will be applying to Jupiter. So there might be an opening up and a feeling of being more able to accomplish once you've gone through that temporary stopping point and dug through some of your stuff and changed things up a bit. After that, the moon will be in Pisces, and this is a very emotional sign, and it will be moving into the full moon, but that's going to be on the 20th, which is for next week, so we'll save that for then. Remember this: you are your home. Reach for the stars.